Hi everyone, Mark here again from Universal Asylum. Now, I just thought, I guess since our government has basically embezzled millions of dollars from frontline services such as Hutt Street Centre and Catherine House, I thought I'd have, make a little freestyle video and have a little chat about this, I guess, toxic fucking patriarchal institution that our government has basically stolen the money from the frontline services and handed it over to his religious mates. Now that is fucking embezzlement. It's a fucking criminal offence and he belongs in fucking jail. I haven't looked hugely into the matter, but word on the street is that's what's happened. The funding hasn't been, just pulled. The funding has been taken away from long-standing ground zero level community services that have been running for decades and have immense practice, wisdom, and reputable standing within the community. I guess, and all of those community connections that go with being able to do such complex, significant fucking work that has very real impacts on people in very vulnerable positions, and handed the money to his religious mates. There's a lot I have to say about religion. I mean, my professional opinion, and I guess the stance I'm taking in founding Universal Asylum, is that religion should be restricted to R18 plus, removed from any involvement in education, and classified as a psychologically damaging form of abuse that children should be protected from throughout their most vulnerable stages of childhood development. And that as a form of abuse that should be enforceable under child protection legislation. Now, this isn't, I find it absolutely absurd the last 10 years what I've seen with these ideas around freedom of religion. Now, freedom, I support every child's right to freedom from religion, and I'm sick of hearing it almost thrown off as if you're racist because you don't support freedom of religion. Now, freedom of religion is absurd. These are outdated patriarchal institutions that played a fucking huge role in the indoctrination of value systems surrounding patriarchy. I find it also absurd to hear people who claim to be feminists who stand up for freedom of religion. I don't know which philosophy they do not understand. Do they not understand feminist critiques on how this fucking institution indoctrinates people into, gender role style ideas on fucking masculinity and femininity and all those sort of warped moral ideas surrounding monogamy, heterosexuality, the institutionalization on a psychosocial level of relationships, which, as far as I'm concerned, as a social worker, does contribute to domestic violence and relationship abuse. When you indoctrinate people with these value systems and things, you think, as I've mentioned marriage once before, I think, the legal ownership of another human being. Then people they think they've got the right when they don't get what they want, that they have the right to destroy the other party. Now, I've sort of got sidetracked there, so I probably, ask please bear with me while I regather my fucking thoughts. Yeah, so basically, no, it's not racism. My views on religion are based, particularly surrounding child protection, are based on a solid understanding of contemporary sociological critiques of the role that these institutions have played, particularly over the last 2,000 years. Now, with monotheistic religion and how that has, I guess, like what they called it in the fucking, Game of Thrones, the twin pillars of fucking society, religion and government, which very much those value systems, they didn't serve anyone. You know who they served? They served the weak ruling class. What they did was pacified fucking populations and made basically enabled the weak to maintain control. And over, that in turn led to the collapse of the Roman Empire within about, I think it was over 200 years, but certainly within 300 years. And that style of governance was sort of adopted, throughout Western society. And, a lot of I suppose Middle Eastern type stuff is almost more brutal. Not that, this is psychopathic as well. To me, as a social worker, if I was to say work for a government, I am, yes, it's true. I'm trying to found a non-government organisation which is, has the long-term intention of facilitating the transition to an automated one-world leaderless system of government. Yes, it's true. What part of non-government don't you understand? Yes, however, if I was employed by the government as a social worker, if I was working in child protection and I come across parents who are threatening, I'm not talking about the pedophilia that these institutions are fucking riddled with. When I'm talking about child abuse, I'm talking about using fear, guilt and shame to indoctrinate outdated values into children. And that are very much surrounding the imposition of gender and gender-based roles in society. As a social worker, if I was working for an organisation such as, Families and Communities or whatever they call themselves at the moment, here in South Australia, Families SA, last I checked, if I was to come across a family where parents were threatening to say, set their children on fire, as a form of disciplining them, there's a lot of variables surrounding that, but if that, in the most basic form, is fucking grounds to remove those childs for their safety, not only physically, but psychologically, you can't threaten to set children on fire. However, if you're at church, freedom of religion says you're allowed to fucking threaten a child with fucking made up concepts like fucking heaven and hell, or quite abstract concepts that, very confusing to children, but threaten these things around, I guess, subjects that are known to be very natural, like a child, say, masturbating, touching their cock, God forbid, and then you what? That they're going to threaten them with hell and brimstone or fucking whatever you cunts fucking call it. Absolutely insane. It is abuse. When I look at religion and the role religion played in fucking the destruction of my life, now I am very feminist and my fucking critiques on this institution, were a strong focus of really any social work degree. Unfortunately, I was stupid enough to fucking feel sorry for a mental case, that little mental case cunt, Rosie Bourne, fugly little fucking dog, who was a prime example of a mental case, the psychopathy almost, of those, the indoctrination of those really messed up values. You know, her whole family was riddled in it, in the lack of love within the family. Now I've got to be careful on how much about that. I've already at times over-disclosed in relation to that. However, she was never smacked. Her parents didn't love her. They never fucking, never bothered attending her graduation, never bothered coming to see her dance or anything. I don't care, Rosie Bourne. Like, since Rosie Bourne thinks it's okay to what? Make a man beg for his belongings back whilst running around telling everyone, oh, he's obsessed with me, and then scream in his face that his dad dying's the best thing that ever fucking happened to him. That's fucking psychopathic. But what's more psychopathic is the way that she used that to run around and destroy my fucking life. And absolutely no remorse over the years since. Now, everyone is finding out this. My university, this is what I was planning. I had a very good reputation. I'd fucking, God, I'd never come across, with all the change that I had, I guess, gone through or had to committed myself to in my recovery from alcoholism and things like that, and dedicating my life to, facing some pretty harsh facts about myself, and then using that information to practice the opposite in my life and servitude to others and all of that sort of stuff. Impeccable reputation within the dance community after well over half a decade, after being with many women and learning that, often we're not, people aren't always suited to that happily ever after, those bullshit ideas that people conjure up in their childhood and have installed into them. And then, often, that people often fucking end up projecting upon to others and almost beating them to death with, and then they wonder why things don't work. Absolute fucking psychopath, that woman. I'm a bit pissed off. I had some comment from some piece of shit on one of my videos where I was upset after 3 dance schools. Or you're the common denominator, or 3 dance schools, you must be the problem. The fact is, these dance schools are just like the hierarchy of this, are toxic. If you look at the dance community within Adelaide, and you have say pyramids, almost like family structures of Game of Thrones once again, the families, big ones, small ones, we got the big fucking, they basically the dance community runs a bit like a mini model of society. And if you look at Latino Grooves run by Hugo Salcedo, the fucking piece of shit, who fucking slandered me to 17,000 people when I fucking made a public complaint about his staff member, Rosie Bourne, screaming in my face that my father dying was the best thing that ever happened to me as a member of Hugo Salcedo's fucking staff at Hugo Salcedo's fucking event, and then blocked me from responding. Hugo Salcedo is a fucking coconut. He's a fucking... he is just another fucking religious cunt who did not... basically, what they did was a crime against my fucking sexuality, in the sense that I'm not even sure how comfortable I am with monogamy, whether I believe it. I see it as a patriarchal institution designed to support primitive, capitalistic, fucking labour-based economic structures. I've experienced many loving connections with many fucking people that I'm not necessarily suited for happily ever after with. Fucking so be it. I fucking totally, I am a bit of a fucking different cunt myself, I totally understand if people can't see themselves spending the rest of their fucking life with me. I'm a great fuck, but not that I get a lot fucking, lately I just haven't been chasing anyone. I've got fucking, my little attractions and crushes on quite a number of women, but, I don't know. I'm off busy trying to fucking save the world right now, and I'm just I feel like I've been fucking broken by so many cunts trying to beat me to death with their preconceived fucking, fantasies of, fucking childhood fantasies of a relationship. yeah, that I'm still trying to recover from all of that sort of shit. But yes, once again, you look at that, you know, those hierarchies and what these religious people did, you know, abuse what? Sexually, you know, a crime against my sexuality. What, the last thing, when you don't believe in monogamy, you don't need a little mental case religious cunt fucking running around telling you, oh, he's obsessed with me. Fucking, you look at, like, that whole time, I always gravitated away from the top because I could see how toxic it was, and I sort of floated around with the free spirits and all of that stuff, which left me vulnerable when a little cliquey group decided to torment and abuse the absolute fuck out of me. Massive psychological abuse, massive fucking, financial abuse, massive social abuse, massive psychological, emotional abuse, fucking financial abuse in terms of my career and what I was. And now I'm not about money. If anyone's slowly getting that through their fucking heads throughout every fucking aspect of what I'm about and what I'm trying to do, putting together universal asylum, having, you know, pushing for governments to sign over the fucking rights and authorities to DMT and all other fucking forbidden fruit. Now, this fucking institution and their fucking forbidden fruit, you know, these are sick. These people need to take, in contemporary society, religion needs to take a back seat, and it should be removed from any involvement in education. You know, this institution relies upon the indoctrination of children through quite abusive fucking teachings that need to be reviewed by fucking, based on our contemporary understandings of psychology and childhood development for their fucking age appropriateness, in relation to fucking exposure to children. You know, this is not to say that, like, religion is, yes, religion needs to be studied. I would be as far as I'm concerned, or I would be very fucking interested what is hidden inside the fucking Vatican. Like, I have, or Vatican, however the fuck you say it. Nowadays, we've got enough fucking technology that we can actually probably, 3D print a lot of the artwork without even touching it. All of it, as far as I'm concerned, should be reproduced and freely available throughout all of the universities and education systems in understanding the role these institutions have played historically throughout society, and in a critical fashion that examines the problems, why these existed, you know, and the purposes that they served, which was all about basically driving the advancement of societies which were all competing against one another. You know, now we're moving away. Well, we need to look at moving away. Are we fucking flogging the same dead fucking horse? You know, what I'm saying, my government has fucking failed me. These dance schools need to be fucking regulated. The same goes with fucking that prick fucking James Kilpatrick. Now that bloke has been banned from school teaching. You know, he's had his fucking, working with children's fucking clearances revoked, and it takes a lot for those to be revoked. I'm not 100% sure what he has fucking done there, but based on every aspect of the lack of morals of that man, there is no way that he should be running a dance school. And if he is to be permitted, personally, I think people running these schools, a lot of people come to dance quite vulnerable. For their own reasons. You know, this is working with humans, not fucking animals. You know, the people doing so need to have morals and ethics, and James Kilpatrick simply does not have those. It's written all over his fucking website. Same with that little prick fucking Matadi. Now, Matadi and James Kilpatrick are basically sitting on either side of fucking Hugo Solcito going sucking his fucking cock. Now, I gave Hugo Solcito the fucking opportunity to prove Like, when I confronted him publicly, I gave him the opportunity to prove fucking himself. And it was very hard for me. The Latin dance community is very sentimental to me. Fortunately, there's a lot of schools that have a lot of integrity. Some of those are actually more, surprise, surprise, they're not fucking coconuts. They're a lot more authentic, free-spirited individuals and stuff like that. God, it's getting fucking sticky. Now, so definitely, very similar principles when it comes to the regulation of the dance industry, the regulation of basically the regulation of people in positions of power that they are likely to abuse. The same goes with regulation of fucking governments. You know, I have fucking massive fucking ethical concerns with the runnings of our governments, particularly when they pull services or pull funding away from fucking established services that are fucking reputable and have a long standing within the history within the community, like spanning back decades and decades. These services have been around longer than me, or certainly longer than my time here. And then hand that funding to fucking toxic institutions like this, absolutely fucking absurd. You know? So, I guess, you know, when I'm talking about universal asylums, fucking automated systems of governance and developing systems that redirect funding to the right places based on automated fucking not only risk assessments, but also assessments of what services are required. You know, we're going to have, you know, systems that are able to measure things like housing requirements, the requirements associated with various forms of healthcare related to our aging population and other issues. You know, this is just another prime example, you know, of the many human flaws that need to be removed from our political system. You know, there is not only incompetence, and I guess, you know, political fears where politicians, I guess, lie and make decisions based on fear to get the votes, all of that sort of shit. But there's also where they make unethical fucking decisions to help out their fucking mates. Now, I don't give a fuck, you know, whether you don't like this fucking ScoMo. My professional fucking opinion as a social worker, based on my understanding of childhood development, it's a 4 fucking year degree that fucking involved fucking studies into psychology, studies into sociology. You know, religion should be. It is absolutely absurd that our governments have not restricted religion to R18 plus across the board. You know, until various teachings are approved by appropriate fucking professionals with backgrounds in psychology, etc. You know, and I don't give a fuck whether these cunts are among the most powerful fucking institutions in the world. Same goes with fucking the pharmaceutical companies and their fucking... So these cunts with their forbidden fruit, the pharmaceutical companies that don't want a substance like DMT with the fucking medical science that I'm about to make the entire fucking world aware of. You know what, with governments who want to... We're going to suck Big Pharma's cock. We've got to keep it illegal so Big Pharma can make money and they can medicalise it. We're big fucking cocksucking. You know? You fucking don't even know how to fucking suck a cock properly. You know, yous are fucked. Like, you know, it is criminal neglect. Not only in terms of the health of our population to restrict these fucking, to continue with the fucking forbidden fruit, making everyone sick. Now, I am right, DMT is a fucking nutrient that is specific to the central fucking nervous system. the majority of sickness experienced within our population can be treated. Basically, people are DMT fucking deficient. You know, we can treat a massive amount of the sickness experienced within society by reintegrating or these substances back into society. You know, I'm pushing so we can study these full fucking blast. We need to. We don't need to be fucking around. This needs all hands on deck now. Right? We've got massive healthcare crisis coming with our aging population. We have I am fucking making sure everyone knows we have a viable fucking treatment that, or a substance that offers, a viable fucking generalistic or generalized fucking treatment for fucking, you know, with the potential to treat fucking all kinds of fucking conditions, yet our fucking government is making it fucking illegal to fucking study. We shouldn't be, we're going to wait for 10 years and then we're going to study it on some healthy people and see if it fucking helps their depression. Yous are fucked in the head. We need to be giving DMT to the sickest of the sick, especially those in coma and those fucking dying. It is not harmful. It's not possible to overdose. It is a fucking nutrient that provides sustenance to the fucking central nervous system, powerful sustenance that, powerful enough to fucking facilitate autoimmune responses fucking tenfold. You know, I have massive experience working with these substances. If I can work out as much as I have already in the last however many years by self-administering them under a range of fucking health conditions, imagine what I can do with a proper fucking team. Now, I may not be a doctor, however, I do hold a fucking social work degree, which is an appropriate qualification to found an organisation that intends upon building a multidisciplinary fucking team globally as a fucking centre hub for this research and facilitating fucking clinical testing and trials and exploring how these substances can be best reintegrated into society in serving the best interest of all members of our species. You know, and in doing so, using the capital accumulated through, because these substances will need to be produced and, there's a whole range of fucking things to be explored on how these, I guess in potential fucking roles related to the reintegration of these substances into society. Massive big conversations, too much to go into fucking now. I just end up going off tracks and stuff like that. However, pushing that funding back into the development of the leaderless system of governance that I spent 4 years of my fucking life developing, or, in the early stages of its development, before a bunch of fucking religious cunts thought it would be fun to fucking, destroy the life of someone who was planning on going into activism in the first place. Now it might be, hopefully it's starting to make a little bit of sense how painful that it was. Not only the abuse surrounding my fucking father's death. Fucking, is that what you learnt, Rosie, born at fucking church? It's okay because you got rejected. Fuck, I don't give a fuck if the whole world knows that you screamed in my face how good my dad dying is. You fucking did, you cunt. The fact that you got no conscience about it is fucking, it's psychopathic. I don't care if the whole world, my fucking cock was too big for you. I don't care if the whole world knows you fucking got a 5-inch fucking cunt. You have a shallow cunt just like you are a shallow cunt. Simple as that. Fucking, we weren't compatible. We could have easily had a nice amicable separation. But no, Rosie wanted, I'm so fucking religious. Gotta destroy his career. I don't want to see Mark ever again because I'm a fucking immature little cunt. If Hugo Salcedo was a man of integrity, he would have told Rosie to grow the fuck up. If you're gonna fuck people in the dance community, you gotta fucking, a small community, you gotta fucking grow up and realise that you don't have the right to bully them off the fucking scene. You don't have the right to destroy their career. You don't have the right to fucking abuse them emotionally. Oh, I'm scared. You fucking inflict that level of abuse upon someone and then fucking run around and pretend you're the fucking victim. Now, Rosie Bourne, I don't give a fuck. I would have never told anyone your secret. You fucking pretended to be a virgin. Fucking pretended to be a virgin for fucking 10 years to her mental case religious mates. Then, fuck. Played the victim throughout your whole fucking, your first student placement. I was a dumb cunt. I fucking supported her. She fucking claimed that a whole fucking human service organisation was bullying her, including the manager, everyone except for her supervisor. She manipulated the supervisor to fucking resign from a permanent fucking position. The supervisor resigned, joins arms with the University of South Australia to bulldoze the fucking organisation on these bully allegations. I fucking supported her the whole way through this. And then as soon as they signed her off as passing her placement, she turned around and dropped the bully allegations. I was fucking the biggest dumb cunt. Then she turned around and fucking played the victim on me. You know, makes me promise not to hook up with anyone on the dance scene. That was so she could keep control of the situation, because if I hooked up with someone else on the dance scene, because we were never together, you know, we weren't compatible. I thought we were on the same page because I was honest with everyone, you know, like, fucking. So then she turns around and dumps me for Sam Staker, the fucking ugly little cunt. Fucking turns around and fucking tells me how huge my fucking cock was compared to that little cunt, Sam Staker, you fucking piece of shit. Now, Sam Staker, he's our life coach. He come from one of these, I think it's EQ fucking entertainment, right? Some rich bitch with a business degree fucking gets depressed people, then fucking gives them, signs them up to like a $5,000 life coach training. I have this cunt with a fucking 2-inch cock telling me I'm making excuses and choosing to be upset over fucking Rosie Bourne tormenting and abusing me until my closest loved ones were dead. You know, I lost my dad. Fucking, she screamed at me that it was the best thing that happened to me over the phone first. Then I lost my ex-girlfriend, and then my fucking best mate died, who Rosie Bourne was at his fucking wedding. And then she fucking screams in my face that fucking my dad dying is the best thing that ever happened to me. Oh, and then little dick Sam Staker fucking tells me I'm making excuses and choosing to be upset. Now, Sam Staker's story, you know what? He was depressed for 10 years, I assume, over his little dick. His mummy bought him a fucking house. He manipulated a fucking girl with a shallow pussy into fucking sucking his little dick. And then he chose not to be obsessed anymore. And then he runs around and abuses people by telling them they're making excuses and choosing. Get fucked, Sam Staker. I do not give a fuck if the whole world knows about you and your little dick that you probably got from your little dick fucking dad cunt. Don't give a fuck, mate. Same with that nasty little cunt, Samuel Nicholas, the whole staff of Latino Grooves. Fucking, they acted like a criminal gang, and they need to be fucking, the dance industry needs regulation. Straight out. You know, and fucking our governments have let many people down. The type of abuse that experiences within these fucking small communities has undoubtedly resulted in many suicides over the years. And there is no one, when there is abuse, like to this fuckwit who wanted to, stop being a stalker. Fuck off. I have the right to fucking dance. Just like I have the right, if I go to the supermarket, if I go to Woolies, if I fuck some chick who works at Woolies, she has no right to bully me out from fucking going to Woolies. Just like if you're a fucking dancer and part of a fucking arts community, fucking, just because some fucking dog fucking teachers for one of the schools does not give her the right to abuse that fucking position of power and fucking destroy someone's life. Fucking absolutely unacceptable. But the problem is with these communities is there is nowhere people can turn to. And I am a very good example that when I have stuck up to this, they have proven that the dance community needs regulation. Just like The churches have proven that they need fucking regulation massively. The same as our governments have fucking proven that they need regulation too. You know, we need to fucking knock the top off of these hierarchies. You know, and create a fucking system which is basically evens out the arms races from these hierarchies to a more even distribution of power amongst the community. That better serves the community as a whole, because these institutions weren't designed to serve the community. They were designed to serve the people who head these institutions. Fuck, I got a little bit off track there, but I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I can also prove that other fucking coconut fucking Matadi, fucking narcissistic little prick, you know, slobbers all over Hugo's cock, right, claims that I was, you're banned from the Cosmos Club and the Pearl. Oh, there's nothing I can do about it because it won't even tell me what supposedly happened. The incident was that I asked James Kilpatrick at the Pearl, just casually, are you ever going to take ownership and responsibility for any of the feedback that I've, you know, put on the Southern Salsa website? He goes, I don't want to talk to you. I'm like, dude, you covered up fucking bullying when someone jumped off a building. And he goes, then he went to the fucking, went to the bouncer, spent 15 minutes trying to get the bouncer to kick me out. You know, I absolutely, you know, the bouncer, fortunately, I wasn't doing anything wrong. The bouncer, fortunately, didn't act because I wasn't doing anything wrong. You know, I called him out on a behaviour. You know, he's got no right to ban me from fucking dancing just because I won't pretend that he's not a fucking narcissist. You know, most people on the fucking, within the dance community have witnessed most of the fucking behaviours that I've put all over his fucking, in the complaints all over his webpage. But yeah, as far as Matadi's lies, you know, what? Lies and says, oh, you're banned. It's not me, it's the venue. Well, how come there's photos of me attending the Cosmos Club? I am not banned from the fucking Cosmos Club. Since you've sent me that fucking message, Matadi, you've proven who the fuck you are. You're a piece of fucking shit. But what do? I rock up at a fucking venue. I've been banned. What? And this all stems back to a narcissistic little fucking religious cunt who tormented and abused me. Like, fuck, the same circumstances what I'm talking about with our aging population. Disability pension, studying hard to get a degree, put my heart and soul into trying to come up with a solution to the aging population. Then what? I have my father fucking dumped in my fucking care, who wasn't eligible for anything. He was either too old, too young, too male, too white. He just wasn't eligible for anything. You know, dumped in my fucking care just to have a fucking mental case religious cunt torment and abuse me until everyone's dead in my life. By the end, I was so fucking traumatized, there was no one I could go to. Like, most people would have killed themselves or fucking hurt someone else over the level of fucking abuse I've experienced from these cunts. However, there's no one anyone can turn to. It's not like there's an ombudsman who will pull these fucking pieces of shit into line. You know, and if you complain about any of the conduct within these communities, you are basically socially excluded, and you are punished like that. Now, I fucking love dance. It is a beautiful thing, and it has the potential to be so fucking healthy. But it also has the potential to fucking fester those horrible, toxic, narcissistic fucking type things. And a lot of those worst narcissistic personality types are the ones who fucking are attracted to trying to fucking hold those positions of power. You know, people like Matadi, people like fucking James Kilpatrick, and people like that fucking criminal coconut cunt Hugo Salcedo. Fucking mental case religious fucking cunts who think it's okay to destroy a fucking family's life. You know? So I guess there's a little bit of a fucking chat about the value systems and the problems with these fucking institutions in society, you know, all of which ties into, I guess, the values and critical thought underpinning universal asylum's one world leaderless system of governance. So I might just leave it there for now and fucking see who the fuck that was who just tried to call me.